Yeah, yeah, that's awesome, Rich. Thanks. Okay, Doug, fire away a couple of questions about Rich's really cool, amazing acting career. He's worked with some superstars with coaching on, martial arts, fighting, and a lot of the movie roles he's had over the years, which are actually incredible. I've watched a few of them, and they're just amazing.
So, Richard, what's the biggest film you've starred in?
Well, gee, the biggest, probably. Well, in the action genre, it's not so much starring, but one of the starring roles is a couple of the Jackie Chan movies, like Mr. Nice Guy and City Hunter. I've enjoyed those just because of the martial arts, and action is kind of my genre, as it were. It's very hard to say what's the biggest, because I've had different roles behind camera as well as in front of camera. If you're talking about acting, look, I'm the first to say that most of the films I've done are in what we used to call B-grade movie, B budget, but I make no apologies for that. I had the most amazing fun and journey and the amount of people I met on those shoots. A lot of them were shot in the Philippines and Thailand and all around the place. So it's very hard to pull one out, specifically and say, oh, this is the biggest movie. I tend to look at more as which one did I have the most fun in,
Yeah. You did a lot with what was the correct, the Texas Ranger.
Yeah, Walker, Texas Ranger.
That's right, Walker, Texas Ranger. Yeah. Was that a lot of fun? Because he seems like a cool dude.
No, Chuck's great. You probably know Andy. Chuck's one of my best friends. He was best man at my wedding to Judy, which is pretty cool. I always say, the only reason we got Chuck as best man was in case somebody caused any deception. But Chuck's great, and that's where my movie career started, with a movie, The Octagon. Albeit most of the time you didn't know who the hell Keogh was, but that was the start that Chuck gave me, in the industry in Los Angeles. That was in 1979, and that just paved the way more than anything for inspiring interest in me and going, wow, this is a fun way to make a living. I get to be on the set with amazing martial artists. I get to do every day, and involve my passion, which is martial arts, and off I went, so good memories of working with people like Chuck. I did a number of episodes of Walker, Texas Ranger, which was also great. So yeah, they're good experiences to look back on.
Just a question. What was working with Jackie Chan like in that movie where you were fighting, like in that suit and tie?
That was well done, Doug.
Yeah, Doug, is that how I look to you? Hey, I don't want to talk about it now. You're not far off, because there was a film called City Hunter with Jackie. The director Wong Jing, a very well-known Hong Kong director, directed that one. And it wasn't far off this, because rather than looking like a screamer guy, which is, they use the Kali sticks and everything, Indonesian arts, they literally wanted me to look like the Mad Professor. So you'll see scenes where they're back at me, I'm just beating the crap. Jackie's blocking and doing all this, and tears come out of his eyes. City Hunter was for a younger audience than even a lot of Jackie's movies would normally be for. So there was a real comedy flair even in the action in that particular movie. But Jackie's great. I was very fortunate that the first movie I did with Jackie would have been in 1984, called Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars. Sammo Hung, who's a legendary director in Hong Kong, directed it. And I was, when you go to Hong Kong, I was probably the only English-speaking person virtually on the set, except for Jackie and Sammo speaking some English. So you're the guilo, you're the person sort of on the side. You got all of them and just you, which is not easy. But thankfully, I got on really well with Jackie and Sammo. They thankfully respected what they expected me to do in the fights, and as a result, I was okay, with the rest of the sort of the crew and the stunt crew, because of being almost like in an inner circle. That led to more movies with Sammo. Sammo directed Mr. Nice Guy here in Australia. City Hunter, of course, was a Jackie movie, and Millionaire's Express was Sammo Hung. So it was a good experience. But to anyone who says, "Oh, gee, it must be so much fun," the only fun is after the movie. You know, it's when it's finished, because it's friggin' hard work. I mean, there's no unions, there's no overtime, so you are sometimes on the set for 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, doing that sort of action. So it's incredibly taxing. You need to be in great shape going into it. And Jackie, particularly in summer, there's such an incredible level of excellence that they demand of their crew and actors and everything else. So Andy will know, you get in a Western movie, you might do 2 or 3 or 4 takes, you know, sometimes. With Jackie and Samo, you're often doing 30 to 40 takes of one little segment.
Oh, wow.
And it's non-stop. And the contact back then was excessive, which was okay because I was always in shape. I was good with that. But again, hard work. And it's only after the movie finishes and you get to see the end result that you can sit back and have a big chuckle and go, wow, that's something totally different to what I would normally do, you know?
Yeah, wow.